we would like for you to apply the skill or the concept that you just learned so that you can on your own time. In our department, we have a big body of work. And sometimes our staff, especially right now, there's a lot of changes going through in the district and even at your sites. And so we don't know when we get pulled to also help our other English counterparts prepare and do trainings for for the whole district in support of or in service of English learners. All of us, we don't know when we're going to shift positions. You guys are in the classroom, you're in the fieldwork. You have the greatest impact on student learning, you know? And we know that, you do the heavy lifting, and we really appreciate you and value you. And the PDs that we do here is to build your capacity so that as a team, the power is actually more in your team at your site level. And so next year, I think because our high school teachers, you guys are at different sites, we will continue to keep our PLC structure the way we have. We may, before the end of the school year, think about how often, how many times we're going to meet next year, so that when I start to do my budget, I allocate appropriately. And then for our elementary, we talked a little bit about maybe next year talking to your site leaders to make sure that they built in that, at least once a month, or if not every other week, so that the Hmong DLI team also have their own PLC at your site, right? And so we will continue to provide the once a month for everybody, because it's important that we have cross-site collaboration and articulation. And then we will also continue to provide the PLC for the beginning DLI teachers. Okay, so we will probably just be meeting twice next year, district-wide, right? But then we don't, just because we're pulling that back, it doesn't mean that, you guys stop meeting or you don't get that support. If you would like for us to be present, we will still come, but we would like for your site leaders to own that piece, to make sure that it's part of your, part of your regular school PLC. So that way it's doing your hours too, okay? So anyway, and I will communicate that with our site leaders. But so then we are going to be giving you a template, an example of a text analysis that we did. This is one that we did with high school. So you are, this is not new to you. This is something that you should be familiar for the book Thoughts I Juana, okay? But I don't think that we've done this for elementary, because a lot of times, in South and in Thai, they've been embedding this into your curriculum guide, and so it looks a little bit different. But they do a lot of like the language deconstruction and language strategies and embedding into your curriculum guide. Right. So anyway, we want you to do something that it's going to be meaningful and useful for you when you take it take it back to your classroom too. And so it's going to be I think for the majority of the time it's going to be a text that is your grade level. Okay, if it's not, maybe it's also for good practice, but we want you to be exposed to different genre, just like the genre that we just learned. Okay, so some of you might get a text that is informational, some of you might get a text that is narrative,